Many people carry the weight of delayed marriage like a heavy burden on their hearts. They see others getting married, building families, and moving forward in life, while they feel left behind, waiting for something that never seems to arrive. In moments like this, it is easy to fall into despair and wonder why Allah has not answered their prayers. But what many forget is that Allah's timing is perfect, and a delayed marriage is not a punishment. It is part of a divine plan crafted with wisdom far beyond human understanding. Mufti Menk often reminds us that if you truly believe Allah loves you, then you must also believe that His timing for your life is better than anything you could plan for yourself. When a marriage is delayed, it can feel as though your life is incomplete, as if you are missing out on happiness. Society often adds pressure by making you feel as though you are falling behind. But the truth is, your worth is not measured by how quickly you get married. Your worth is measured by your connection with Allah, your character, and your patience. The delay is a test of trust and perseverance. Allah knows what you do not know. Perhaps He is protecting you from heartbreak, from a partner who would not value you, or from a marriage that would harm your faith. What looks like a delay to you may actually be a shield of mercy from Allah. Sometimes a delayed marriage is Allah's way of giving you time to grow into the person you are meant to be. Marriage is not just about companionship. It is about responsibility, sacrifice, and building a life together. If you are not ready emotionally, spiritually, or mentally, a marriage could break you instead of complete you. The waiting period becomes a season of preparation. It is Allah giving you the chance to strengthen your faith, improve your character, and learn the lessons you will need to build a strong marriage in the future. Every moment of waiting is an opportunity to become the best version of yourself for the one Allah has written for you. It is also important to remember that your risk, your sustenance is already written. This includes your spouse. No one can take away what Allah has decreed for you. If your marriage has not yet happened, it is because the right person, the one written for you, has not yet arrived at the right time. Trying to force it before its time will only lead to pain. Mufti Menk often says that rushing what Allah has planned never brings true peace. Trust that when the moment is right, Allah will open the door so clearly that you will know it is from Him. Until then, your responsibility is to remain patient, to make dua, and to continue striving to improve yourself. Delays are not denials. Just because your marriage has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Allah does not forget you. He hears your prayers, He sees your tears, and He knows the longing of your heart. The delay is often because Allah wants to give you something better than what you are asking for. He may be shaping the heart of your future spouse, preparing them in ways you cannot see. He may be aligning circumstances so that when you do meet, the path will be smooth and blessed. Trusting this unseen wisdom requires faith. But it is a faith that brings peace to the heart even in wait. Another reason for a delayed marriage is that Allah wants you to build a stronger relationship with Him first. Too often, people place their happiness entirely in the hands of marriage, forgetting that true peace only comes from Allah. If your joy depends solely on a spouse, you will never be truly satisfied. Allah may delay your marriage to remind you that He alone is the source of peace, comfort, and fulfillment. When you strengthen your bond with Him, you enter marriage not as someone desperate for completion, but as someone already complete, ready to share your life with another believer. It is also possible that your delayed marriage is saving you from deep regret. Many people rush into relationships only to find themselves trapped in toxic or abusive situations. They look back and wish they had waited for someone who truly valued them. Allah sees the unseen dangers ahead, and in His mercy, He may keep you waiting until the right person comes along. You may not realize it now, but one day when you are happily married to the person Allah wrote for you, you will look back and thank Him for every delay. During this waiting period, it is important to avoid comparing your journey to others. Social media and society often paint a perfect picture of marriage, but the truth is, many people who look happy on the outside are struggling behind closed doors. Do not envy what you see, because you do not know the reality. Instead, focus on your own path, knowing that Allah's plan for you is unique and perfectly tailored to your needs. Mufti Menk often reminds us that comparing yourself to others only steals your peace. Your story is not meant to look like anyone else's. The delay is also a test of your patience and gratitude. Will you remain thankful for what Allah has already blessed you with? Or will you complain about what you have not yet received? Gratitude in times of waiting brings more blessings. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that whoever is grateful, Allah increases their blessings. So instead of focusing on what is missing, thank Allah for the health, family, faith and opportunities you already have. This shift in perspective makes the waiting easier and opens your heart to more blessings in the future. Finally, remember that a delayed marriage is not the end of your story. It is simply a chapter in it. Allah has not forgotten you. The same Lord who created you, who has written every detail of your life, knows exactly when the right time for your marriage will be. Until then, trust His plan, hold on to hope and keep walking in faith. The delay is not a curse. It is a sign of Allah's love and wisdom. Mufti Menk often reminds us that Allah's plans are always better than our dreams. Hold on to that truth, and your heart will find peace even in the waiting. Sometimes the waiting period for marriage teaches you resilience and self-control. In a world where instant gratification has become the norm, waiting patiently for something as significant as marriage builds strength in your heart. It teaches you to rely on Allah instead of rushing into choices that may bring regret. You learn how to channel your emotions, to use your time wisely, and to focus on personal growth rather than constant worry. Mufti Menk often says that a delay does not mean denial, it means preparation. And that preparation is not only for marriage but for life. The discipline you gain while waiting will serve you well, not only in your future relationship but also in every challenge you face afterward. Your delay may also be protecting you from settling for less than what you deserve. Many times the pressure to marry quickly leads people into relationships where they compromise on their values, faith, or peace of mind. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, may keep you waiting so that you do not fall into such a trap. He wants to gift you a spouse who will support your deen, respect your values, and walk with you on the straight path. If the person meant for you has not yet come into your life, it is because Allah wants to protect your heart until the right one arrives. This kind of delay is not a punishment but a shield of love. Another hidden blessing in a delayed marriage is the opportunity it gives you to deepen your prayers and supplications. When you feel the ache of waiting, you naturally turn to Allah more often, asking Him to ease your heart and bless you with a righteous spouse. This increased connection through dua becomes one of the most beautiful fruits of the waiting season. Your tears at night, your whispered prayers, and your hopes shared only with Allah are never wasted. Mufti Menk often reminds us that dua is the weapon of the believer. Every time you raise your hands and ask Allah for your spouse, you are building a bond of trust with Him, and that bond is far more precious than anything this world can offer. The waiting period is also a chance to invest in yourself. Many people in the rush to get married forget to focus on their own growth. But when marriage is delayed, it gives you the chance to develop your skills, strengthen your faith, pursue education, or even travel and experience life in ways that will enrich your future relationship. You become a stronger, wiser, and more complete person. This way, when your marriage finally happens, you bring the best version of yourself into it. Instead of being defined by the delay, you use the time to build yourself up so that you can contribute positively to your future home. It is also important to understand that Allah may delay your marriage to test your sincerity. Do you want to get married for the right reasons? Or are you driven only by societal pressure or worldly desires? Marriage in Islam is not just about companionship. It is a sacred covenant and a means to seek Allah's pleasure. If your intention is pure and your heart is focused on building a home centered around faith, then your waiting becomes an act of worship. Each day you patiently trust Allah's plan. You are rewarded for your patience and sincerity. A delayed marriage can also protect you from being tied to someone who would pull you away from Allah. Not every partner will support your spiritual journey. Some may distract you, weaken your faith, or lead you into sin. Allah loves you too much to allow that. By delaying your marriage, He may be saving you from a bond that would have hurt you spiritually. Mufti Menk often emphasizes that it is better to be single and at peace with Allah than married and distant from Him. The delay may be Allah's way of preserving your faith until He brings someone into your life who will strengthen it. During this period, it is also common to face criticism or pity from others. But this is another test of patience and trust. People may question why you are not married yet, or they may assume something is wrong. Remember that their opinions do not define your worth. What matters is your relationship with Allah and your trust in His timing. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that people's tongues can be harmful. But if your heart remains steadfast with Allah, their words cannot hurt you. Use these moments as reminders that your ultimate approval comes from Allah, not from society. The waiting period can also draw you closer to acts of service and worship. With more time on your hands, you can volunteer, help your family, teach others, or support community projects. These acts of kindness are investments for your hereafter and also make you a more compassionate and caring person. When you finally marry, these qualities will shine through in your relationship. Mufti Menk often reminds us that the best spouse is one who has a kind heart, and the waiting period gives you the opportunity to cultivate that kindness through service. It is worth remembering that some of the greatest figures in Islamic history also faced delays in their personal lives. Their struggles were not a sign of Allah's displeasure, but rather a part of their journey toward greatness. Your delay too is part of a bigger story written by Allah. He may be using this time to shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever imagined. One day when you look back, you will realize that every moment of waiting was necessary to prepare you for the blessing that was coming. At the heart of it all, a delayed marriage is a reminder to trust Allah's plan completely. You may not understand the reason right now, but your faith assures you that there is a reason, and that reason is rooted in mercy and love. Do not lose hope, and do not allow despair to take over. Allah has not forgotten you. He is simply saving something beautiful for you. And when it finally comes, you will see that the wait was worth it. Until then, keep your faith strong, your heart pure, and your eyes fixed on Allah's promises, for He is the best of planners.